Namaskaram. Yesterday we were discussing about attachment, which is the real cause for suffering. Rather, we were analyzing the real causes for our suffering here. For this, I would take you around with the story of Bharata Muni. You know, India is known as the Bharatavarsha, which spread far as far as Indonesia. And then Bharata was the son of Rishabhadeva. Rishabhadeva is his father, who was a very mighty king. And so Bharat got to rule the kingdom after his father. So he was very mighty, very kind. And he ruled the country for thousands and thousands of years, they say. So he was also inclined towards this spiritual sadhana, where every day he would offer his food to the deity and have it. And slowly he started eating or living on herbs. At some point, a sort of vairagya occurred to him, happened to him. And then he left his kingdom and he traveled far to Pulastha Muni's hermitage, somewhere near. And he built a small cottage for himself. And he started doing tapas, or the penance. So this went on. He was in a spiritual ecstasy, we can say, which cannot be explained, inexplicable. So he was in an ecstasy. He was enjoying being a spiritual man, doing the penance. And one day, as usual, he went to the river. The river is Gandaki, to the river Gandaki. And he was offering his obeisance to we have the Rishi Runam, Pitru Runam, and Deva Runam. He was offering his obeisance there. Then suddenly what happened was a deer, a beautiful looking deer, which was pregnant with its full term, came there to drink some water. And it so happened that it heard the roar of a lion from behind. And it didn't know what to do, and it suddenly jumped into the river. So out of that sudden exertion, suddenly it happened. So it delivered the baby. It delivered the little fawn, or the little baby deer. And because of the sudden jump, it died. And all this was happening in front of the sage Bharata Muni, or Bharata Muni. Then, the natural kindness, or there is that sense of protection, because he was a king and he had to protect his people and everybody around, everything around. So suddenly, instinctively, he would pick up the little fawn in his hands. He was so sad for the fawn because it lost its mother. So carefully he takes the little deer to his ashram, to his cottage, and he starts bringing up, just like he did it with his prince. The fatherly affection was there, and he started bringing it up. So he would give everything it needed. And if at some point the fawn did not return home, he was anxious about it. So gradually what happened was his spiritual sadhana was getting affected, because he was so attached to the little baby that it became his life. And on a particular day, this little fawn did not return home. It found its own group, it went away. And the sage, Bharatamuni, he felt sick. He fell sick. He was constantly thinking about the fawn. And if he heard some sound, then he would think that the fawn has returned home. And gradually he felt so sick that he died. He died with the thought of the little fawn. You see, the last thought he carried was of that of the deer. So the next birth he took was that of a deer, they say. So the next birth, he was born a deer. But he carried all this knowledge, all the knowledge that he has accumulated as a sage during the spiritual sadhana. All that he has acquired was with the deer, the second birth which he has taken. So then again, there was so much of memory of that Pulastha Muni's ashram, river Gandaki and all. He went there. The deer with all this knowledge, it went there. And it would not mix, or it would not go along with its crew or the other deers. It would sit there. It would listen to the chanting of Vedas. And it was happy because he was revising all the things he knew there. And with this knowledge, and he was craving for liberation because that seed was there as a sage, as the Bharata Muni, there was that seed or that desire for liberation. So that carried forward with the deer as well. It was craving for liberation. It was craving for another birth, because liberation is possible only with a human birth, they say. So then, the next birth, he was born to a Brahmin who knew all the Vedas and all. And now he had that understanding that he should not be distracted with other things, because he was distracted by the deer there. And in the body of a deer, in the second birth, he did not have a human body. So this was his choice. He wanted this birth. So then he has decided for himself that he would behave like a stupid or a fool. And that is the reason why he was called as Jada Bharat. Jada is inertia. He won't move from anywhere. His father tried his best to give him the Gayatri mantra, usual Brahmins too. So he tried to teach this little boy, but this boy would behave like a stupid. He would behave like a fool. He wouldn't respond. He would sit like that. Then eventually it so happened that the father and the mother passed away. The father had another wife and children too for her. And then those people, the step mother and the step brothers and sisters, were very rude with him. They made him do everything because he was not looking normal. So they were very rude to him. And then they would ask him to take care of the fields. You go there and sit. And that was good for him. So he would go to the paddy fields, sit there and do his tapas. He would continue the tapas there. Some tribes, there was a tribal head, the Bhils, they say, the Bhil head. He gave a promise to goddess Kali that he would give a sacrifice if he had a son. And then it so happened that he has a son, and now it's time for him to give a sacrifice. Then he was hunting for somebody whom he could sacrifice. Then he finds this little boy who was doing his penance in the field. Then he lifts that boy. All his people would lift that boy. They would bathe him. They would decorate him with everything so that they could sacrifice him as an offering to goddess Kali. This boy won't move. He was so stable, steady that by now he has understood that there is a self, there is an Atman inside. So he would not move. He was cool, calm. But as he was ready to be sacrificed, so goddess Kali appears, and she kills the tribal headman. She would save him. This boy, okay. Then he goes back to his house again. And then he was on the roads again. They would, the stepmother and brothers would be so rude that they would throw him away from the house again. And this time, he was sitting under a tree when the king of that region was passing by in a palanquin. In Telugu, we say it is pallaki, palanquin, which 4 people would carry that palanquin. Right? He was sitting in that. And one of the persons has fallen sick now. They wanted a 4th person. And since this little boy, though he was born in a Brahmin family now, was a king at some point of time in his previous births. So he had a good physique, like all the Kshatriyas would think. They would be very strong physically. They would be very, mighty. So this boy looked very strong. So the other 3 people came and said, come on, come. You have to be the 4th person to take the king. He's going to some ashram to visit some muni. You come, he says. Then this boy was ready. He would hold the palanquin on his shoulders. But the knowledge inside is that he would not harm any creature or any living thing. I forgot to tell you, even as a deer, the deer would eat these dry leaves, because the deer knew that there is some prana in grass as well. That is his level of understanding. So in his 3rd birth now, though he's bearing the palanquin here, he has to walk, right? That is the reason why during Chaturmasa, or during these winter days, for 4 months, most of those saints will not come out. They will not come out because all these small ants and small creatures or small little insects, they would come out now because it is cool now. And when it rains also, all sorts of insects, they come out. They do not want to harm them. And that is the reason why they stay put wherever they are. That is called the Chaturmasa Diksha, wherein they do not move from their place and they follow some rules, like, with respect to the food and all. And now, though he is bearing the palanquin, he was jumping because he could see some insects and ants there. So he would not want to trample. So he would not want to kill them. So he was jumping. And then inside the palanquin, the king was feeling very uncomfortable. After some time, he asks them to stop. He comes out and says, you stupid, you fool. Stop doing whatever you're doing. Don't jump. Come back to your senses. And he scolds them. If you don't, you will see who I am. Then this man, he's a sage. He's a sage inside. Though he's not visible to the external world. He asks the king, you called me a fool, right? Whom did you call? Did you call this physical body? Or did you call the Atman a fool? This physical body which is suffering? Or are you calling the Atman, which is eternal, which is the witness? Whom are you calling this? Then the king falls on his feet and says, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry that I did not recognize who you are. And he asks him many questions related to this Atma Vidya again. The story is from the Vishnu Purana, Bhagavatam. So, why this story? What should we notice? What should we infer? What should we understand from this story? on the first hand, see, as a king, he left for the forest, right? He left for penance. There, Vairagya, a sort of Vairagya just started. It has not totally taken him over. So when the Vairagya has not happened completely, he should not have left his house. When that is pending, when when that is not complete, there was a tendency to build another cottage for himself there. Is it not? Why did he construct another cottage there? Because he needed a house. If there was an understanding, or if there is an experience that this body is the house, then he would not have a run after another house or another. There would have been no need for another cottage. And there was this instinct still happening. There is that when he saved the little baby fawn, little deer, the kingly instinct was still there. The instinct to protect was there. So instincts are usually, as we have discussed, we operate from the gross body, right? When we operate from the gross body, the instincts, the reflexes, all the basic things happen. And then there was still this desire for moksha, which led to many births. Had he understood that the Paramatma is eternal and this Atman is one with that, when we perceive Atman and Paramatma as two separate entities, then there is this Dvaita Bhava, Dvaita philosophy. That is where no philosophy is wrong. It only explains the state where we are. So if we can relate to two separate entities, it means we are at that level. There's nothing wrong. The evolution is gradual. And even in spiritual sadhana, though we may know many things, for us to be wise or to experience that, it takes a time and it needs the blessings of the Gurus. So there was this desire for moksha. That is the reason why. And another thing before I tell you about the moksha, you see, he was thinking about the deer, which did not come back home for many days. So the last thought in any birth would attract you to that in the next birth. Since he was thinking about the deer, he got the birth of a deer in the next birth. As a deer, he was craving for a human birth. So he got a human birth next, with all the knowledge he has accumulated as a sage. So the manas, so he was operating as a deer, he was operating as a deer, he was operating from his middle body, which is the subtle body, desire. That is the place, no? That is the place for the subtle body. He was operating through the middle foot. And that is the reason why he got the next birth. And what else? Or a question might rise. When we are in spiritual sadhana, are we not supposed to be kind? Like the Bharata Muni? Yes, we can be. We can be kind. Can we not love somebody or something? Yes, we can love. But where is the difference? Why did he have to take so many births, even after gaining so much knowledge? It is because of the attachment he had. Pure love is different from attachment. You see, And when I was telling about the tapas we do, the meditation we do, and the benefit we get out of it is the tapofal, I said. So there is merit for everything. But when we are attached to something, attachment brings us back here. There is a difference between pure love and attachment. Guru Garu asks, and he also tells us why we should give the tapofal to back to the society or back to the wells or back to the universe. He just puts a simple question. Can you identify your mothers here or your fathers in your previous lives or your siblings? Can you identify? They are all here, right? We want everybody to be happy. We want everybody to evolve spiritually. That is the ultimate goal. So give back the tapofal, he says. And we get the utmost benefit or the best merit when we perform an action without attachment. So we do everything, but we are not attached to anybody or to anything. So these are some of the inferences we can make from the story of Bharatamuni. So I think this would take us a little, it would help us consolidate with the various sadhanas that we would be doing. I will stop here. Any questions on this, please?
Shubhodayam, Rajalakshmi. I just got up late. What was the topic you started? I joined at 5:45. So what is the main topic?
No, I will explain to you separately. I'll call you and I'll explain to you, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, masters, you can unmute and ask. Yeah,
Yes, I was just very intrigued by this attachment. With the children, we have unconditional love, right? So isn't that how God intended it for us?
Yes. Unconditional love is different. Yes, we will love them. But there is no binding there, There is no binding factor. Right. Attachment binds us. There should not be any bondage. Okay. They are born through us and not for us. Not for us.
Yeah, they have come with their own soul plan. You let them do their own thing. Yes. But we are still I understood. No bondage. Because no bondage. If you're attached, then you suffer, because then
exactly.
Here you become more like a giver, and you don't worry about anything else. So but that he took that birth because he was worrying about the deer not coming back. So that worrying got him to take a birth of a deer.
Of the deer. And here I would like to tell you anything. Kashi is called the Mahasmasanam. Smasanam is not where we just light the fire and burn the body, where all the desires get burnt. That is the quality of that place, When we chant Om Namah Shivaya, Om is sufficient actually. When you say Om Namah Shivaya, it is a code which says that I'm ready. I'm offering all my desires to be burned. That is the meaning of that. As soon as you chant Om, you are directed in a way that is Urdhvamukha, where all the desires get burned. And only when the manas, manas, buddhi, chittam, ahankaram is said, all these bags will get cleansed. Only when they're cleansed, you can see you can reverberate with the meaning of it. So the last thought or the last image will bring us back with the next birth. And that is the purpose of sadhana as well. We keep chanting Om, Om, Om. You listen to the chant. So when we, at one point of time, when we are on the deathbed, it becomes automatic, you will be listening to the chant. Om, Om, Om. You will get dissolved in Om. Om is the eternal vibration with which everything, the universal consciousness is Om. So you are there. You are not anywhere in the lower planes.
Right. And for that matter, any Naam Jap, right? Like suppose we say Om Namah Shivaya. If that is our, like we are chanting all the time also Om and Om Namah Shivaya, then, it's like your thoughts have to be with the divine, which is within.
It automatically happens.
Yeah, because I think when we are on the spiritual path, there is no other thought, no, there is only the divine. Yes. You are divine, I am divine, everything is divine, we are all divine.
We are looking at the central dot.
Yeah, in everyone. Then you leave all the differences and you leave all these, oh, he said this and she said this, all those things go away.
Yeah.
Like
that is dissolution. No? Gradually it happens. It doesn't happen overnight. But Om is the simplest thing. It's the simplest thing which one can work upon.
Yeah. And yesterday, when the there was one question from yesterday's and I was re-watching the thing, but maybe at a later time we can discuss. I have so many questions. I've been watching all your videos again and again, there's so much knowledge.
This also helps me, so much.
Yeah.
There is a lot of churning. As I prepare for, it's not like a physical preparation or something. There's a lot of mental churning. As I'm doing my job, I would be thinking I would be asking Guru Garu, what should I tell next? And he's gracious enough to flow through me to you all.
Yeah, we are blessed to listen and learn. I
all of us are.
grateful.
All of us are.
All of us, yeah. We feel so blessed, so blessed.
You must have been, together meditating somewhere. That's how I was seeing it, yesterday.
Yesterday, automatically, when the chanting stopped and we couldn't hear, right? Then in one of the lectures, you had said that just say Om, even 100 times, just loudly keep chanting the Om. After 100 times, you can stop saying it because this is 1008. So yesterday, in that silence, I started Om, 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 Om. And I was with the eyes were closed, just went on saying Om. Then suddenly it started again. The
thing is, this is an external support we are giving, right?
Yeah.
But gradually, you see, we are not doing anything. It is happening inside, right? We are only paying our attention to that. It is not stopping. It's going on and on and on. So only thing is we are finding some time to listen to that. Whereas it is an ongoing process, it goes on. So we should stop looking for some external support. Maybe after this.
What I started to feel yesterday in that silence was just vibrations. I could not explain to you what it felt. But it was just like and today, and some other message that came from the universe to me. Somebody picked up a card and told me it's the sternum that you have to work on. And sternum is where the Anahata chakra is. And I just, I was like, the same messages are coming from different sources, know.
It means that you are vibrating at a higher level now,
Right.
And at that level, all the energies get connected to us.
Yeah. And it was so brilliant that when I heard this from outside of our meditations, I was like, oh my God, I have to focus on this, 2-3 times a day. But I have to still get disciplined and do,
So we don't wait for experiences. We sit through the process. That's all. They happen. Okay. They do happen. They do happen. And let us not get carried away by the experiences also. We use the experiences only to decode them, understand, improve our understanding, then go forward. That's it.
Yeah, I just felt a sense of peace after the vibration,
That's it.
and
That's
it
it.
was just that stillness in that moment. I was like, it's so nice. Just
I just wanted to tell you all that, it is between two ohms. I was telling you to be silent after this 1 hour of meditation, right? As we progress, we have to focus on the silence between two omkaras. The silence between these two. That is where we have to focus. That helps
right.
in an inward process. It hastens the
Okay.
process.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and that's right. We keep chanting with the Omkara sound, right? And then afterwards we can stop chanting and then just keep listening.
Yeah, that is the purpose of it.
Yeah. Okay,
Just
so I'm doing it
visualize,
correctly.
just
I'm going
imagine.
to ask you. I don't know if
No,
I'm doing correct. I'm not
no,
doing
no.
correct. So I was like,
No, that
yeah,
is why we invoke the Guru. Na? The Guru
yeah.
will help us from inside. He's here. He will be here. He will guide you through the process.
But I
Just
don't even know the Guru.
not necessary. He knows you. He knows you.
Okay.
And that is the reason why this knowledge has come to you.
Okay.
Yeah, he knows us. He knows us. We need to know. By no way we can go search and get a guru. It's not possible in this or any birth. They come searching for us. That is what I
Okay.
have understood. They come searching for us because they want us to contribute to this world, which is bleeding, right? They want us.
Yeah.
Even if we are 20 in number, the meditation, the tapofal from these 20 members, which we are giving to the world, is sufficient to help 800 or 900 crores of people. That is it. That is the
Okay.
power of this. That is the power of this.
Okay. Yeah, because I keep looking at the number and I'm like, only 20 people meditating. We should have more people.
No, that's okay. That's okay. All these things, they happen at a particular time, at the right time, they happen to people. And that's why Guru Garu says, it is enough if they have registered, See, some 100 people, 101 have registered. It is enough. That is a seed, That seed will eventually grow. Don't worry about the number.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all about divine timing, I guess.
Yeah. And that seed, the very want or the desire to sit in a meditation class or register for a meditation class is tapas. That itself is tapas. That is sufficient.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Masters, anyone beautiful sharing, Namrata ma'am? Thank you. Yeah, Masters, any more? Or we'll take more sharings tomorrow? Okay. Yeah.
Over to Parameshwaran, sir.
Yeah. Thank you.
Namaste. Very nice to listen to Namrata. Like this, only it happens. Expansion is life, contraction is death. Yes, I was. You were telling yesterday, that nishkama karma. That's important. Without attachment, without worrying about the result, then it will be wonderful. And chanting about the last thought, Om Namah Shivaya or whatever. Now, for the Muni, last thought was the deer, like that. In fact, there was another story. One person was so engrossed in gross life and he produced so many children and all were useless, more or less, and different names were given. And ultimately, he was about to die and he was suffering. He has not earned any good things. He has not done anything good for the world. So selfish only in the tamasic state. But when he was in the deathbed, he wanted water. And nobody was caring for him, his children also, because he was also like that. So he called the last son, the 100th son, they said, the 100th son, Narayana. So the story says, it's all in the Puranas. Then Narayana, you know who it is. So Narayana's emissaries came and I said, oh, Narayana sent, yes, calling you. So they came and Yama was ready with Yama's emissaries with, they said to carry him. But Narayana's messengers came, they stopped, no, he's our person. So then he went to heaven only, like that they said, because the last thought, what he says, even though he called his son only, but the vibration of that is nothing but ultimate Narayana, Narayanam Padmabhavam Vasishtam, starting. So like that. So suppose you are engrossed in, say, today's world, stock market, and the last thought is only about your stock, you may be born as a Harshad Mehta, who spoiled the stock market. This thought came to me. So, but how that the last thought will come? That person, because his son Narayana came, but for many of us, how to get the right thought? Of course, we have not that is fine, but physical body, when we leave a last thought, how it will come? For that is why the bhajan, Nama Sankirtan, all these helps, keep on now itself, so that it will come. See, that's what I was telling. Om chanting, make every time. Throughout, you can chant Om, whatever work you are doing, like that. Om Namo Narayana or Radha Krishna, whatever you want. Your Ishta Devata, keep on that Nama, that Japa. When you are doing now itself throughout, then we will not forget. Last thought also will be that only, because we don't know when that last moment will come. Nobody knows. So better, instead of simply talking this and that, always let the Nama. So the Nama power works wonders. Nama, of course, every Nama comes only from a thought only. So that thought only will be there, right? So very interesting and happy, at least people are contemplating, and like Namrata came. So many are now churning is happening to everyone. That is why, as Lakshmi Garu said, rightly, whether people are here or not, the right time again, their gunas, their karma, their Sanjita karma, so much is there, and Prarabdha karma, it has not yet come ready for them to participate. That's why they are not here today. Another day here, if not somewhere else, they will get the chance to listen and come out of this bondage, right? So let us take comfortable seat. It's spine erect, of course. Always you have to remember that, so that our energy Urdhva goes up, not down. So, and sitting cross-legged is always better, so that your Mooladhara automatically activated instead of downward, upward movement will happen, energy flow. And when you do pranayama, Ida Pingala gets opened up and all the channels gets opened up. Nadi Shuddhi happens, cleansing. So taking 2 or 3 deep breaths, closing the eyes gently with mudra of your choice. Feel that you are releasing all the unwanted thoughts, feelings, blocks from every cell as you exhale. Then let us do conscious breathing or conscious connected breathing with total awareness. Sukha pranayama. Closing the right eye, opening your Chandranadi, left Ida. Exhale, let go first, throwing out unwanted things. Then inhale pure cosmic energy. Holding. Opening the right. Slow, long breath. Again, holding for a while, not suddenly taking. Then inhale consciously. Closing Slowly opening the lung again. One cycle. Exhale. Fully, slowly. Repeat at least 5 times.
Masters will start in next 30 seconds.
Let's proceed. Dual breathing.
Om. 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 Om.
Om